Welcome to the class, children. I hope you all are doing well. So today let us discuss about a few things about ecosystem. Okay, so ecosystem, it's nothing but a living community along with its physical environment which are interacting with each other and interdepending on each other, and both together forms an interacting system called as ecosystem. Okay, so ecosystem contains both living components and non-living components. So living components are known as biotic components. They are of three types: producers, consumers and decomposers. Whereas non-living components are known as abiotic components. So abiotic components are mostly common for all the ecosystems. They are like air, water, soil, temperature and all. So they are non-living components, non-living things. Whereas biotic components differs from ecosystem to ecosystem. Okay. So let us take few examples of the ecosystems and discuss about biotic components and abiotic components. So suppose if we take desert ecosystem. So you know the climatic conditions of the desert are very hot, and like they occupy 17% of the land, and rainfall is also very less. It's almost 23 centimeters recorded for the whole year. Average rainfall is less than 23 centimeters, and 17% of the land is covered with the desert. Okay, so let us see what are the components present in the desert. So as usual, components of an ecosystem are of two types: abiotic components and biotic components. So what are the abiotic components in desert ecosystem? High temperature, low rainfall and dry climate, along with soil, air, water. Wherever it is available in oasis and all. So all these come under abiotic components. So without these abiotic components, can the living organisms live? It might be either desert ecosystem or any other kind of ecosystem. Can we expect the living organisms, that is biotic components, without abiotic components? No, we cannot. So abiotic components are very important for the life to exist in a particular area. Okay, so now let us see what are the biotic components. So biotic components, as I said you already, they are of three types: producers, consumers, decomposers. All the plants come under producers, animals come under consumers, and the microorganisms which decompose the dead bodies come under decomposers. Okay, so producers which can be seen in desert are like shrubs, bushes, grasses and some very few trees. Okay, so like cactus, opuntia, these kind of plants we can see in the desert. Okay, so now coming to consumers. So what is the most common animal you will get into your mind when we talk about desert? Yeah, very good. It is nothing but camel. So camel, snakes, lizards. Snakes and lizards are called reptiles. Few variety of birds, insects. Okay, and a kangaroo rat, fennec fox. These are the few examples of the consumers present in the desert. Now, even though the climatic conditions in the desert are very hot, no doubt decomposers are required, because as plants and animals are present in the desert, okay, population is less, but when they die they need to be decomposed. If they don't decompose, the dead bodies remain on the earth and it becomes into unhygienic and causes many diseases. So obviously we need decomposers. So the special variety of bacteria and fungi will grow even in the desert at extreme climatic conditions, that is very hot climatic conditions. So the decomposers present in the desert are called thermophilic decomposers, because they are able to live at high temperature. Okay children, so I hope you understood about desert ecosystem now. So now let us see one more desert ecosystem. See, skin is an ecosystem. Are you ready to accept that skin is an ecosystem? Yes, skin is also an ecosystem because we have variety of microorganisms present on our skin. If we don't clean our skin regularly and be hygienic, it results to many skin infections like fungal infections and all. So fungus is a kind of a living organism, okay, microorganism present on the skin, and different varieties of bacteria and arthropods, insects, worms are present on the skin which are invisible, which causes skin infections. So skin contains biotic components. So what might be the abiotic components of the skin? Like sweat, which includes salts, temperature of the skin, moisture of the skin, all these come under abiotic components. So skin also contains biotic and abiotic components which together forms an ecosystem. So skin is also an ecosystem. Now you see this, these are the details about Coringa ecosystem. Coringa actually it is a freshwater lake present in the Kakinada Bay, near to Kakinada. It is in the south of the Kakinada. It is a freshwater bay, and Coringa is a freshwater body which comes and joins with the sea water, salt water. So you know some of the freshwater bodies will come and join with sea water. So the place at which they join is known as mouth of the river, and it is also known as estuary. So Coringa is an estuary, a combination of freshwater and marine water, salt water. So this Coringa present in our state in Kakinada is one kind of ecosystem, and we can find thick forest growing on Coringa. It is called mangrove forest. Okay, you can collect details about mangrove forest and all and study about it. So mangrove forest develops on the estuary, that is a place where a freshwater joins with the river. So let us see what are the biotic components and abiotic components present in the mangrove ecosystem. Nothing but Coringa ecosystem present in our state. So coming to biotic components are divided into three: producers, consumers and decomposers. So producers present in the Coringa ecosystem are mangrove, a thick forest growing on water, Spirogyra, Euglena, Oscillatoria, blue-green algae, Ulothrix, etc. So I think these are the new terms for you. These are variety of algae growing in water. So algae also comes under producers because it is the main source of food for all the other organisms present in the water. So producers in biotic ecosystem are mangrove ecosystem, Spirogyra, Euglena, Oscillatoria, blue-green algae, Ulothrix, etc. Okay. So now let us see consumers. Consumers are nothing but the animals present there. So different varieties of consumers found in the biotic components of Coringa ecosystem are shrimp. Shrimp means small fishes. Okay, crabs, hydra, protozoans. Okay, mussels. Mussels are a kind of shelled organisms which are edible, which are eaten. Snails, turtles, daphnia, brittlewort, tubeworm. These are the examples of the consumers present in the biotic components of Coringa ecosystem. Okay. So now decomposers. If we see the decomposers, they help in decomposing the dead bodies of producers and consumers present in an ecosystem. They are also called recyclers. Decomposers are also called recyclers. So what kind of decomposers are present in the Coringa ecosystem? You see, it is detritus feeding bacteria. So what are the decomposers in the Coringa ecosystem? Detritus feeding bacteria. Okay. So now coming to abiotic components. So as I said you already, Koringa ecosystem is an ecosystem where fresh water joins with seawater. So it is a combination of salt water and fresh water. So salt water and fresh water together forms abiotic components there, along with air, temperature, soil, etc. So did you understand about Koringa ecosystem? Right. Now, forest ecosystem. Forest is also a kind of ecosystem. It is rich in biodiversity. Okay. Children, do you know what is meant by biodiversity? What is the meaning of bio? I already said you. What is the meaning of bio? Bio means life. Diversity means various forms or variety of living organisms. So biodiversity, variety of living organisms. So forest is rich in biodiversity. Are you ready to accept this? Yes, because it contains huge population of plants, animals, variety of organisms are present in the forest. So we can say that forests are rich in biodiversity. So what are the abiotic components of the forest ecosystem? Air, water, soil, temperature, climatic conditions, and humidity, sunlight, rainfall, all these will come under abiotic components of forest ecosystem. Okay. So what are the three types of biotic components? It might be forest or desert or skin or any other kind of ecosystem. Biotic components are three types. They are producers, consumers, decomposers. So different varieties of plants present in the forest we can give as examples of producers. Different varieties of animals present in the forest we can give them as consumers. And variety of microorganisms can be found in forest, different varieties of bacteria, different varieties of fungus, because it is rich in source of all the varieties of living organisms. Forest is rich in biodiversity. So at the same time, decomposers are also of many types. Different varieties of bacteria and fungi together forms decomposers of the forest ecosystem. Okay children, did you understand this? So now, before going into the next topic, I want to make one more thing very clear to you. Coming to consumers part, you see there different kinds of consumers are present. Primary consumers, secondary consumers and tertiary consumers. So consumers are once again three types: primary, secondary, tertiary consumers. So primary consumers are the organisms which eat plants. Secondary consumers are the organisms which eat primary consumers. Tertiary consumers are the organisms which eat secondary consumers. Okay. So did you understand about the four types of ecosystems? Yeah, right. Now you see this. What is this children? Yes, it is an aquarium. It is an aquarium. Is it also one kind of ecosystem? Yes, aquarium is also one kind of ecosystem, but it is man-made ecosystem. We created that. You see this? This is one more ecosystem. It is also created by man. It is an man-made ecosystem. It's not natural. We created it. Suppose zoo we created. So these kind of ecosystems what are created by man are known as artificial ecosystems. Okay, the ecosystems what are created by us are called as artificial ecosystems. Like suppose we discussed about desert ecosystem, skin ecosystem, forest ecosystem and Koringa ecosystem. What are those then? They are naturally formed. So naturally formed ecosystems are known as natural ecosystems or permanent ecosystems. Natural ecosystems are also known as permanent ecosystems, whereas artificial ecosystems are also known as temporary ecosystems. Okay, so you see this, what is this? This is one forest, a field. It is one field, a crop field, a garden if not, in which we started growing the plants, we started growing the crops. So even this is an artificial ecosystem or temporary ecosystem. Okay, so you see this is one pond. It is artificially created by man. Okay, ponds are even natural. Sometimes they'll form, maximum they'll form even naturally. But this particular pond, what we are seeing here, it is man-made. A man created it. So it is an artificial ecosystem. So what are the two types of ecosystems? Natural ecosystem and artificial ecosystem. Natural ecosystems are also known as permanent ecosystems. Artificial ecosystems are also known as temporary ecosystem. Okay, so natural ecosystems examples: desert ecosystem, forest ecosystem, skin ecosystem, Koringa ecosystem. Okay, so these come under natural ecosystems, whereas a crop field, a garden, an aquarium, and a created pond, all these come under artificial ecosystems. Okay, you see what are the different types of ecosystems? Artificial and natural. Now let us discuss the differences between artificial ecosystem and natural ecosystems. So ecosystem which is created by man is called artificial ecosystem. It is created by human being. And ecosystem which is naturally formed, it is called as natural ecosystem. So a place where plants and animals are dependent upon one another is known as natural ecosystem. But in artificial ecosystem also, plants and animals present there depend on each other, but we are arranging everything there. We are arranging the particular animals there, we are arranging the particular plants there, we are creating the environment for the plants and animals to live there and depend on each other. So such kind of environment is known as artificial ecosystem. Okay, so both will have biotic and abiotic components. So did you understand, children, what is meant by an ecosystem? Right. So in the next class we are going to meet with a new topic. I want you all to do a small project work. It's very simple. Thing is, you select any one kind of ecosystem. It's your wish. And collect pictures related to the biotic components and abiotic components of the ecosystem. If you are well enough, you can draw. If not, you can collect the pictures and paste it. And like in one page, you create one for ecosystem of your choice by pasting pictures. Okay, children, that is the homework for today, so that you will understand. If you do this work, you will understand what are the different components of an ecosystem, what is an ecosystem, and what are biotic and abiotic components of an ecosystem. All these you will understand. So this is the homework for today. Do that and try to learn completely about ecosystem from page number 10 and 11. Okay, thank you, children.